Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Elevate. My name is Jessica,
My name is Darwin.
and today we're going to be talking about something a little bit more different. We're going to stop talking about relationships today.
Yeah,
We're going to give it a little break.
we're gonna be parents today.
So today we want to talk about birthday parties, kids' birthday parties.
Oof.
So we're going to be talking about
Are you dropping the bag? Are you dropping the bag on your kid's first birthday party?
how do we feel about this? Like, you want to start? Since I always start.
You trying to say I'm the cheap one?
No, I'm not saying anything.
I am absolutely the cheap one, but I don't agree with it anymore.
Okay.
I used to before we had kids. Obviously, I was like, what? First birthday, fifth birthday.
We're going to go
And
all
then,
out.
Yeah, those are the days. Those are the years that you celebrate. But now I look at it and I'm like, damn, is this actually worth it? Because it's, let's say, for example, the kid's first birthday, they really don't remember anything.
Right.
So it's like, okay, are you doing it? I get it, it's a special time, a special place. But for you to, and we're talking about like extravagant parties that you go rent out a full venue, catering.
Right. So recently, it has become a thing.
Yeah.
Because I think back in the day, like I remember as a child, like, yeah, for me, like my parents, my mom never, like, there was not one birthday that we didn't have at least a cake.
Yeah.
Like, that's like a must. Come on now. You have to celebrate
course.
another year of life. But my mom never went overboard. It was always like, you know, if she did a little bit something a little bit more extravagant than just us and me having a cake, it was like close family members, you know, just family around. And maybe she put up a couple decorations wherever we lived. Like she wasn't renting out a
Yeah.
place for this, you know, it was just between family. And I, as a child, I remember I have very beautiful memories of these parties, you know, like even the parties that we used to have like as a family that weren't birthday parties were like the bomb. Like I remember these parties, like people back in the day had a good time. The 90s, I remember the parties that we used to go at my auntie's house in Brooklyn. Shout out to Monica. And like these parties were amazing. Like we would have such a blast and everybody would just chip in. Nobody was renting anything. You know, it was just having a good time with family and friends. And everybody was happy, even for the kids' birthdays. It was
in an apartment too. It wasn't even like a.
in an apartment. And now it's like become like, it's been like maybe, I would say like maybe at least 10 years since, you know, people started like throwing really big lavish parties for their kids. And maybe the higher class people have always been doing this. I don't know. I've never been part of the higher class.
Because now we can see it because of social media.
Right. Maybe they were doing it and we never really would see it.
I don't think so,
But now it is getting very
so it's all about
extravagant.
perspective, right? Because, like, are we just broke?
Right. Are we? I don't know.
Because it's like, let's say a party is $5,000-$10,000, whatever you want to calculate it, an extravagant party. Like for us, it's like, one, we're not gonna drop it in cash, and two, we're not going into debt
for a party
to throw the party.
We didn't even go in debt to throw our wedding.
So it's like, now for us, that may seem like a lot of money, but somebody else is just like, okay, this is just, it is what it is.
Right.
So we're talking about people who like are financially
like
struggling.
Like normal people. Normal, you know, in the sense that you don't have money to just throw away, you know, because honestly, right. Because I mean, in a party, that's money thrown away. That's because if you think about it, you can have a good time without having all that extra stuff. You know, it's really about who you have around you.
And usually the kid doesn't even like everybody at that point.
I think that is my thing. You know, I think the only time where I was thinking like that I wished I could do a bigger party was when Armani was like 1. But it was because I was young.
Yeah.
I was young and I didn't really.
It's your first child. You're like, yo, let's do this.
Right. And, you know, like, when it comes to our kids, like, you want to go all out. You want to make them feel special. It's their day. We love them so much.
Yeah.
We want to make them special. There's no doubt in my mind that that's what every parent is trying to do. Like, this is not coming from a judgmental place.
Yeah.
Like, if you
We also just needed a topic to talk about that.
if you have the money to spend and it doesn't hurt you at all, like, I'm no one to judge you for doing that, like, not at all. But in our place, in our position, let's say for the people on our level, I honestly now I feel like it's a bit much.
It's
like,
dumb. If you're struggling in other places of your life, you shouldn't be throwing, like, regardless if the kid is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're struggling in other areas of your life financially, you should not be throwing a birthday party.
And what's worse about it is that I feel like a lot of people do it because they want to look good.
Yeah.
It's not really about celebrating the child or having the child. Because let's face it, if the child is turning 1, they don't even know what the hell is going on. Most of the time, they don't even want to wear what you put on them. Like, they're cranky the whole day. There's way too much people in the party that they don't even know. They get overstimulated with all the noise and the pictures. Let's face it, it's more for the parent than it is for the child.
And usually you see, like, 1-year-old parties is like the kid is, like, usually on the parents' arms because they're crying, they're cranky. It's too much going on. They're like, nah, everybody wants to take a picture with the birthday boy or girl.
Right. And it's like, I understand it's cute. Like, it's for them. You're celebrating. But are you really celebrating them? Like, if they're cranky the whole damn day, like, are we really celebrating them or are we making them annoyed?
And something that I've noticed is, like, so me personally, now that Armani's getting older, I kind of feel guilty, like, when I don't throw him a party. But what we do with Armani is, and Zena sometimes, but Armani, we ask him, like, what do you want to do for your birthday? And we'll give him the option, like, do you want a birthday party with your friends or do you want to do whatever it is you want to do? Most of the times he chooses the experience over the birthday party.
He does.
And he remembers the experience because he's always bringing back, like, I think for his 5th, we went to Disney and he was 5 and he still remembered it.
No, was he 5? No, he was 4.
He was 4. And he still remembers it.
Yeah. It was.
So, and most of the time, kids won't remember a birthday party, but they will remember an experience.
For sure. It's like an adult. I mean, that's better than even a material thing you can give a person. But
you should always, like, if you want to throw a little party, like.
Sure. I mean, there's different kids, of course. Yeah. As they get older, obviously they can tell you what it is that they want. But even then, as a parent, you should know what you can spend. Like, if you can't afford it, like, don't go into debt for a party. It's just, it doesn't make sense. Like, spend your money a little wisely. And again, you're an adult. You're free to do whatever you want with your money. But this is just our opinion. This is our podcast. So, but yeah, I think it should be taken into consideration why you're doing this.
Yeah.
Like, are you really doing it because, your child is 5, 6 and they're into something and they explain to you, what kind of party they want to have and who they want to have over and you're doing what you can while at the same time pleasing your child to celebrate their life? Or are you doing this to seem like the parent who got it all together, the parent who's overdoing it for the child, the parent who cots it? Are you doing it for your ego? Because let's face it, there's a lot of us out here who are doing it because we're trying to be the cool parent, or we're trying to just prove a point to other adults. It's not really about the child. So I think
we've went through this. That's why we kind of talk about it.
For sure.
Like, when I think it was the baby shower, Armani's baby shower, I realized after, like, a years later, I was like, yo, I spent so much money on alcohol that night. Like, the alcohol finished and we were scrambling, like, yo, we need to find a liquor store. For what? Like, she can't drink. I wasn't intoxicated to the max. Right. So it's like, I'm over here, like, serving people drinks. Like, no, they have to be happy. We need alcohol. We need it. Right. And it's like, all right, so is this celebrating, like, the baby that's coming? Right. Or is it just, like, a
trying to please people? Right.
So I think we did that for, I don't know if we did that for a birthday party. We just like, we not buying alcohol. Like, if you want to drink, like,
I think after that was our first big celebration, which was my baby shower for Armani, which was our first kid. We were 23 years old.
Yeah.
And although everything came out nice,
Yeah, it was
we
amazing.
really enjoyed the night. You know, I can't sit here and say, oh my God, it was the worst night, like worst
That was
mistake
a
ever.
lit party.
We truly had a lot of people there, and I had an amazing time. A lot of people brought us gifts. It was amazing. But there's just certain things that don't match. You know,
Yeah.
after a certain while, we do realize, like, what is the purpose of these events? The purpose of a baby shower is for you to get gifts so you can prepare for the baby that's on its way. It's not for you to spend more money on alcohol and the party and the venue than the gifts you're gonna receive that night. Like, it just does not make sense. So it needs to make sense,
Yeah.
in our opinion. And so I think after Armani turned 1, after that point, we started thinking more wisely about it. And now, if you ask me, if it's a birthday party for a kid, most of the time I don't even have alcohol. Most of the time I'm inviting the kids that my daughter or my son want there. I'm inviting close family and friends. Not really doing a big thing. I'm not inviting people that my children don't really know or don't really, people who don't really care for them.
Too stressful.
It makes no sense. I try for the day to be as smooth as possible because I don't want to be a cranky parent on the day that we're trying to celebrate our child's birthday.
Yeah.
And I, now that they're older, I ask them for their opinion. Like, this past birthday for Zena, she was into LOL. And I said, okay. I kept asking her, I'm like, Zena, what kind of theme do you want? Because I did ask her, I was like, do you want a birthday party or do you want to go somewhere? She wanted a birthday party. So, we didn't have to rent a space because where we live now, we have a community room. And so we were able to do it there, which was amazing. And we invited close family and friends. It wasn't a huge thing.
Ordered pizza.
My kids are happy with pizza. Ordered pizza, ordered some of their closest friends and their parents. Got her the LOL cake that she wanted. I ordered that one. And by the way, my daughter saw a cake online, which was a fondant cake. You guys know that fondant cakes are very expensive. My child does not know the difference between fondant and regular,
Just
This mama right here found a lady who does cakes, delicious cakes. We recently had gone to a birthday party for Armani's friends. Armani's friend's birthday party. We had recently went to his birthday party, and we had some of his cake, and it looked amazing. The cake looked amazing, and it tastes amazing. And I asked the mom of the child, I was like, is that fondant? She goes, no, it's regular cake. It looked like it was fondant. I ate the cake. It was delicious. I was like, I need her information.
That's it.
I got this lady's information, got Zena's cake. The cake looked like it was fondant. It was not. It came out.
Yeah, she didn't care.
My daughter doesn't care for those details, and neither do I, because fondant, first of all, tastes disgusting.
Yeah.
It makes cakes look a lot more neater and beautiful. I give it that. But kids do not care for that detail. They do not care. On top of the fact that the cake was delicious, it looked amazing. My daughter was ecstatic. The cake looked exactly how the picture looked, even though it was not a fondant cake.
How about
and so it's like those little details that a parent can like get hooked on.
Yeah.
And be like, oh my God, no, like the cake has to be fondant because the picture on the cake
fondant.
It's fondant. Like, no, just don't complicate your life.
How about for when this is another one, like quinceañeras or sweet 16s?
Ooh,
Do you like Spanish? I feel like this is more.
It's a tradition.
I guess it's for everybody. I won't just say Spanish, but
Spanish people celebrate the quinceañera, and the Americans celebrate sweet 16s.
And they go all out.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Now, would you celebrate a quinceañera because it's so special? Or do you ask your daughter, like, do you want the money?
If my daughter, I would ask her. If my daughter really wishes to have a quinceañera, I would make my effort to give her one. Because it's like a different chapter of a young lady's life. And I do see it as a tradition. It's almost kind of like a wedding day. I would be honest with my daughter, depending on where I am at that stage of my life. But that's something you need to start planning with time.
Yeah.
Like as soon as your child is like, I would say maybe 13 years old, or start asking them, you know, like when they're like 10, 11, like, do you see yourself having this type of party when you turn 15, you know, and just start planning ahead, because that stuff can be very pricey.
Thanks.
But it is very special. You know, I don't knock it. I'm not completely against these things. It's just we need to be wise, especially when we're middle class people and we don't really have it like that.
Yeah, don't go crazy into debt trying to celebrate a sweet 16 either.
Right. And I feel like have communication with your kids about money. You know, don't have your children thinking that money grows on trees. Don't make your children think that, you know, money is easily earned. Like, you need to have money conversations with your children from a very young age so that they understand you work hard for this money. You know, everything I give you with my heart, sweat, and tears. You know, I earned this money. Don't think that this is easily earned.
Yeah. I have a friend, Derek Paydays. He'll be on the podcast eventually. He does this. This is a little bit kind of off topic, but he shows how parents are trying to show off their kids more than what their kids like care
Cares
about.
to be shown off.
Yeah. So for example, he puts in the morning, he'll put a shirt, a polo shirt, and then he'll put like a Walmart Paw Patrol shirt for his son. His son is probably like 4 or 5. And he's like, which one you want? And the son goes, Paw Patrol. He's like, but this is Polo. He's like, Paw Patrol, or whatever, you know, the character is. So he's done that a few times, and the son always selects the Walmart. He's like, I'm never shopping for Polo, Nike. He'll put like Jordans, and the kid will pick up like the light up shoes. He's like,
yeah, they
like, for
don't
what?
care about name brands. It's us who throw these things, and like, let them be kids.
Yeah.
You know, I know that is the reality for a
I'll say
lot
this,
of
like,
it, and it is about ego, about the parents' ego.
like, I'll say this about our kids. They're very different. Like, Armani likes Jordans and Nikes, for example.
But
and
that started after he got a little older.
exactly. But it's not like we was like, this is what you have to
Right.
wear.
We didn't push it on him.
And then Zena is just like, she don't care. If it has
No.
glitter, she's like, okay, let's do it.
Right. Pink, anything girly. Yeah, she really doesn't care about name brand at all. And I love that.
Yeah.
I really love that. I think that you need to let your kids become who they're going to become.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't push things on them to fulfill your own ego or to make you feel better as a parent. Like, stop that. It's not that serious. As long as your child is clean, and has clothes and is fed, like, all that stuff is just vanity. You need to make them, just let them be happy.
Yeah, and we'll tell Armani too, like, if he wants a specific sneaker that he comes like, hey, I want these, we'll be like, sorry, they too expensive. We can't afford it.
Yeah.
You get whatever we can afford is what you get.
And he has gotten some very expensive sneakers because of you, but
I realized how happy it made
makes him. Yeah, and it's like for special occasions. It's
But
not
and
like,
I also explained to him like the reason why I don't always get it for him, because if I could always get it for him, I will. But I explained to him like, this is
it's not in the budget. Is not
for what?
in the
For you to
budget.
go and destroy it? Like, nah, it doesn't work
Right.
that way.
Right, and they grow so fast. It's like you buy these expensive shoes for a 7, 6, 9-year-old. They're gonna be leaving those sneakers in like a year.
Yeah.
Because their shoes, their feet grow so fast. So it's not even worth it. Like, to spend that much money on a kid who grows so quickly. But we definitely went from birthday parties to clothes. But it is around the same topic. But yeah, I think we need to be very careful about why we do these things and do it for the right reasons. When it's your child's birthday, celebrate them. Make sure that it is a celebration for them.
Yeah.
Even like growing up, I do remember, like, let's say I would go to someone's birthday party and the kid was turning 5. And you see like the parents or like the men, you know, it's like they have like beer contests. Like, you know, they're just drinking, you know, and I get it, you know, like you as a parent, you're trying to catch a break as well. And it's like, you know, it's a good excuse. Like, we're celebrating my child's birthday. I'm going to get lit.
But you got to have the Burberry shirt on. If you don't got the Burberry shirt on, it don't count.
No, but, you know, now that I'm an adult, it makes you think, like, I get it. It's important that as adults we also get a break, but you're celebrating your child's birthday. If you're celebrating their life, shouldn't it be about them that day? Shouldn't you, instead of thinking about how much alcohol I'm going to buy, be thinking about how many games I can buy so the kids can play?
Yeah.
Because it is a kid's birthday party. You know, it's, if you want to have a good time, if you want to get lit, you know, find a babysitter. Take them to their tia's house, take them to their grandma's house for a second, you know, have a party, you know, have a party for the adults. But when it's your kid's birthday party, like, celebrate them, their life. And that does not mean throw the house out the window with buying so much things. It means make them feel special on that day, however it is that you can make them special. Do they like to paint? I don't know, maybe buy them like a big painting board and have a painting night.
Yeah. So many DIYs now on the internet. It's like, that's another thing. It's like, if you can throw like a lavish, nice looking party and not even spend that much money if you take the time and prepare and do it yourself.
I don't think lavish is the word, but you know, like something special for that child.
Nice looking.
Right. That it doesn't necessarily have to involve so much money and so much decoration. Like I think, you know, with balloons, I do understand that kids like balloons. So, like, when it was Zeno's birthday, I got her a lot of the LOL balloons. And now through Amazon, I think it was on Amazon that I got them. Amazon?
Yeah.
Right? I got a lot of the LOL doll, like, helium balloons. Eso sí que me costó muchísimo llenarla. Like, to put the helium.
But if you buy them in, like, let's say Party City, is like,
it's very expensive to buy the actual LOL.
It's like $30-$40.
Very expensive. So I did my research and I got them online and I got a lot of them. And it was very cute, like a lot of the little dolls. And, you know, we just had to go out and fill them out. And, you know, I got those because I know my daughter was going to feel very happy with the LOL doll balloons. And I know some of the other girls that were coming over too were going to be very happy. So, you know, I made them like little goodie bags with like pens of LOLs, things that I knew were going to make them happy. But I also did my research like on time so that I could save them the most amount of money that I could and not have to buy them like last minute in Party City, which is the most expensive store you can buy like decorations in. And that's it. You know, like we had the cake she wanted. We got goodie bags. We have the balloons, some decorations, and I had no complaints. Like she was very, very happy, and I didn't spend that much money.
Yep.
And we also didn't have alcohol because we were celebrating a 4-year-old.
That's it. So in conclusion,
I think you should just watch why you are spending so much money on a 1-year-old's birthday party if you actually can't afford it.
That's it. Well, that's all for today's podcast, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the bell to be notified. Subscribe to the channel. Like this video. Make sure you tune into all listening platforms, audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all the podcasts.
Spotify.
And leave us a rating, review, comment, like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.
Until next time.
Peace.